Hey there, welcome to the channel. I'm Cindy Daychuck with Queen Bee Creations, and today we are going to be starting with a blank canvas. This big white apron. Couldn't think of the word. So with this, because look, if I'm wearing something for projects, it has to look like a project. So we're going to paint this. Now, the method that we're going to be using, I want to try doing it so that it's like a watercolor finish. You could do this with tablecloths or tea towels or a t-shirt. I happen to be using an apron, but you could use anything. You could do it with just fabric and then make it into pillows. So think beyond the apron and take a look at the process and the finish, and then if you like it, how can you use that for projects of your own? Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this over to the sink and I am going to wet it. I don't want it dripping, but I do want it wet. So we're gonna do kind of like a watercolor finish. So I need this to act almost like watercolor paper and allow the paint to spread. Now, before I get started on applying all my paint, I want to mix up my paint. For this, I want to be using some paint washes. I don't need lots of paint, but I do need to dilute them. I'm going for a watercolor effect. We're going to have our apron all wet, but I want the paint I'm using to also be watered down. I don't want it to be as tight. I'm thinking that might be a lot of water, actually. I'm looking at it kind of going, okay, you're good. You're not too bad. All right. So again, I don't need lots, but I do want this to be very colorful. So you could use acrylic paints for this. I'm using some water-based paints, and that's really what we're after here, is just any kind of water-based paint that you have, whether it's a chalk paint, a fusion mineral paint. These are alchemy paints, but I'm looking for something to be very loose. And I'm just kind of guesstimating the amount to add into the water. The only other thing that I'm adding is I am going to add a little dollop of a decoupage medium for fabric. This one happens to be, this is Mod Podge. I have a better fabric decoupage medium on the shelf, but I don't need to use it for this. I can save it for when I'm using it straight. I'm just doing this. The paint washes themselves will stain my fabric. I just want to make them a little bit more color fast. So I'm adding some of my decoupage medium into my paint as well, giving them a good stir to mix them up. And as soon as I have all of my paints done, then we'll be back. All right, you can see that this is wet. It's not dripping, but it's quite saturated. And I am just going to now take my washes and I'm going to loosely start to draw on patterns. So again, I'm looking at this kind of spreading out, doing its thing. I have a water bottle by me so I can spritz it to move it more if I need to. And we're just going for like a washed out effect on this. So I'm not looking for this to be super precise or anything like that, right? We're just looking to have it just kind of flow roughly all over. It can flow into each other. You can do, and you can see how this starts to bleed out. And that's cool. That's okay. We don't mind that. Or I don't mind that. And we're just kind of going from there. So we're just adding our color. We can go back and paint over some later if we want to. I'm just doing like one brush per color, and you know what? We'll just go from there. Ultimately then, once this is all kind of painted out, then I'm going to leave it to dry in here overnight. Maybe another one way over here. And I'm just kind of ignoring the pocket. I'm treating it the same as the whole rest of the piece. This has had overnight to dry, and you can see that it really leached out, right? You know, like these yellow flowers, they're all sort of just loosely defined in there. So now it becomes our job to start to define these, to give them a little bit more definition. And that's where I have some fabric markers. I got these off of Amazon. I have tested them in the wash. They have worked great. So for these, I'm just going to kind of take, you know, colors that kind of work. Barring this, if you don't want to add more color to it, you could just do all your outlining with black. So don't ever think that you're locked into one thing or that it's an increased expense. You know, different projects are going to call for different things. So anything you choose is the perfect thing to choose for you. So you can see I'm not even caring about the over spill here. I'm just kind of going with what my paint decided to do, because that's kind of what nature decided to do. And I'm just going to be defining these a little bit more in whatever way makes sense to me, because it's mine and because I can. So, you know, with your petals, you can do more lines if you want. You can even add contrasting colors, right? So I have this orange in the center, so you can see I'm kind of staying away from that a little bit. And ultimately, I'm just going to kind of continue to do this. For the entire apron. Just kind of outlining things however makes sense to me, based on however the paint decided to flow. And that's why I did the washes, was to get more of this loose kind of look that I could define. If I had wanted it to be much more precise, I would have taken the straight paint, added some of the textile medium to it, and then just used it much thicker, so then it stayed where I put it. I wanted this kind of loose kind of watercolory look that I could just simply kind of play with, do my own thing with. So I'm just going to continue to do this. When I'm done, what I will do is take an iron to it, and an iron, just dry heat, no steam, and I'm just going to kind of move it around on top of elements slowly, and I'm heat setting my paint. That's what I'm looking to do. I'm just gonna kind of come over here and do my other pinks while I have the pink out. So as you can see, I ended up going with some darker outlines. I just found that it just needed a little bit more of something. So whether it was in the brown or the black, right? This is in the brown. I just did a little bit more just to highlight things, have them kind of crisp up a little bit, just to show them off a little bit more than anything else. And, you know, it's just kind of coloring fun at this stage. So I'm just kind of continuing on with doing some. Now you can see like there's a lot of color that I'm not going to be outlining here because it's like it's the garden in behind, you know, that those are flowers too that are out of focus. And that's kind of where I went with wanting kind of this more watercolor look rather than just painting on specific flowers, was so that I would have some of this just outside bleeding and color happening in places where I didn't have something, you know, drawn specifically in. But, you know, certainly you could skip the watercolor look and just take your paints and add some of the textile medium to it and have that working for you, and that's okay too. So it's just the look I was after more than anything else. So I'm just continuing to color, and this is just a fun Saturday morning for me. All right, you ready to see? This is the finished apron. So nice and colorful. I like these little guys down here. But, you know, I added in like little squiggles in the center there. I think the black outlining or the brown outlining just kind of makes them pop a little bit more, and leaving, you know, some of the space open. I was afraid that wasn't going to fit over my big head. It's just kind of cute. Let me know what you think of this. Heat setting it is an important step, so don't skip that. I didn't show you my ironing. Oh, I'm never going to get this off right now. I didn't show you my ironing, but you're just doing a dry heat to be able to heat set those colors. The addition of that little bit of the textile medium, whether you're using Mod Podge or Pent Art for textile, just helps, again, make sure that that paint is going to stay where you're putting it. Generally speaking, the paints are going to be staining, but we just don't want them to necessarily fade after we've gone through all of this work. Fabric markers help to be able to add in some of the detail on it, but I love it. Again, you don't have to do the watercolor look of it, but that's my favorite part. It's kind of like doing a reverse coloring book, right? Where you're putting all the color down and then you're adding in the lines, and you can just do a lot of things that are very fun, very funky. If you don't feel comfortable with drawing just freehand some flowers and leaves and things, then you can trace them on. You can just cut out images and trace around them, or you can use your stamps from, you know, like IOD maybe. You've got some big floral stamps of the peonies, and you can put those on and then just outline. Again, to bring the color out a little bit more, or the detail of the florals out a little bit more. So if you're not comfortable in just drawing it in on your own, but really, there's no rhyme or reason to this. There's no good or bad. There's no right or wrong. It's however you choose to make it look, and people go with that or they don't. And if they don't, they're not your friend. This was a lot of fun. I could definitely see this being a cool thing even for the summer to do with your kids, and then they have their own apron to be able to help you in the kitchen. This is, if you're looking for projects to do with groups, then this is one that you could definitely do. The problem with doing it as a class is the drying. of the colors before you get to do the second step. Here at the shop, I left it overnight and it was dry the next day. If I was doing this at home, I would have popped it into the dryer. The heat from the dryer actually helps set some of the colors too. So that's an extra bonus, but not having access to that, I didn't have that. So, you know, if you were doing it as a class, you're really doing a two-step process, but it was fun. I really enjoyed it. And now I have this bright, funky, colorful apron that now I don't want to get paint on. Let me know your thoughts on this one, guys. Love to hear from you as always, and looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Until then, take care.